Well, hey everybody, I'm the Crockett Coon'er, and this is the Crockett Coonhound Show. And today, guys, I'm out here on a mighty wet day here in southern Middle Tennessee. I'm kind of ducking between the rain showers, guys. But I want to get the bunks put on our boat. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you folks right up front what my plan is. I'm going to mount the hardware. We're going to get everything set up. We're going to try to get the wood covered and everything. But, guys, I'm going to take the carpeted wood when we get it done back off, put it in the shop, and let it dry because they're saying there's going to be another 6 or 7 days of rain, and I'm talking torrential rain, and I want the glue and everything for this to get dry. But I'm going to go ahead, move the camera around, show you guys what I've been doing, show you what the plans are for this, tell you all about everything. Okay, guys, so the best thing for me to do is just move the camera, kind of squat down and show you what's going on. So I finally got the mounting hardware for the wood in. This is for the bunks on the boat. The ad was not very clear, guys. Number one, it took forever for these to show up. And number two, when I bought these offline, it was pictured as they would come with these U-bolts. They would also come with these connecting bolts that connected these two pieces together. Now, it had none of that. Guys, I had to go find everything that we needed. Also, these are the bolts that will bolt through this wood. I had to go find all of that. So the picture was a bit misleading. Wanted to tell you guys that for anybody that might be doing a project like this. Now, I did go get us some outdoor carpeting, be perfect for the boat to slide up on. Some 8-foot pressure treated 2x4s, guys. But the problem that we're running in here, or into here, is that the carpet is 6 foot by 8 foot and the 2x4s are 8 foot. So I'm going to have to take a couple of inches of wood off the end so we can get the carpet to wrap around much like a Christmas present. I believe I'm going to do that down underneath the patio. I'll move the camera and show you guys. I also just went and got us an old chip brush, a few of them that are cheap, and some contact cement. Guys, it took me forever to find this. But now, I'm going to move the camera again. I'm going to show you a little something, a little bit of a problem that I found. I've been out here working on the trailer. I just didn't make any videos about it. So let me get the camera moved. I'm going to show you guys exactly what we're measuring and doing next. Okay, folks, here's my plan. Now, the boards are going to be like this, to the inside of this rib on both sides. Now, guys, I came out, I took the tape measure, tried to center us up right there to this rib. Right in the center of it's 13 inches. From the side, basically to the side, is about 12 inches, about a foot. Same thing on this side. I'll kind of turn it up there where you guys can see it. What we're after is a board right here like this and a board like that that's carpeted. Now, I'm going to get over here in a second and show you folks. We had a bit of an issue with the trailer. I just missed this all the way through. I've done a little work on it. Let me move the camera. I'm going to show you guys what we're going to have to do. I'm going to show you guys what we've got going on, what I've done. Now, guys, I didn't film it, but I took the tape measure. I measured from this center beam from the tongue out, so the spacing will be correct for when we put the hardware up here, like so. And get this U-bolt off, and I'll show you guys. But I found something quite interesting when I was doing this. I kind of had speculated we would have to cut this lip off. Now, there's a lip that ran the full length of this beam, the next beam, and the one in the back. And I thought, you know, it would keep the hardware from mounting flush, and we don't really want to do that. And I had decided that what I would do, guys, is come out here and just bend these back. That I would take the Sawzall, cut on both sides, bend this lip up like this, and then, in fact, take this mounting hardware. I'm going to kind of show you guys. Put it up here something like this. Put the U-bolts around it, and then the boards sit on top of it. And on our particular boat, the bottom of the V-hull is flat. So basically, these will be sitting something about like that. Basically to that effect. They'll be One here, one back there, one on the other side, and one on the other side in the back. But guys, I started looking, and if you recall, this metal is hollow. I can reach up under it. And I thought, you know, as soon as we tighten these down, what's going to happen is this is going to crush in, guys. It's going to squeeze in. And I thought, you know, it needs to be a bit thicker. So I went back to the Amish fellow that I got our middle piece for our tongue for, and I had him cut us some metal that would actually fit up in here. So when we bolt this on like this, it will be tight and it'll have something to squeeze against to keep these rails, guys, from squeezing shut. So I believe that's going to work, but now here's my plan. I'm going to get all of this mounted, guys, like so. We're going to get everything on it. We're going to mount the top piece here to our board that sits on top of this and then carpet the boards. But I'm not going to tighten these bolts down right here tight yet. We're going to take the boards back off. I'm going to put them in the shop, guys, and we're going to let the glue and the contact cement and stuff and the carpet and the boards all dry together for 3 or 4 days, and I'll come back out later when it's not going to rain and bolt the slides on. Now, I know it's a boat trailer. It's going to back into the water and get wet, but we need the glue dry first. Now, guys, I went back on the painted piece here, found the exact center, 12 inches, about right here. We're going to put the hardware to where the edge of the boards will be at 12 inches. Now, how I'm going to do that, guys, is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to lay our boards up here. I'm going to get them laid out, and from there, we can see where we need to be. I'm going to say right in this area at the end of this old square stake pocket that's in these rails. All right, and I'll tell you guys what I've done. First off, I've crowned our boards, meaning that I look down the boards, guys. I've got them both sticking up. The crown this way would be like that. That way when the weight of the boat pushes down, it'll mash the board flat. I've also looked, and the boards somewhat are running inward. You get that with lumber a lot of times when it dries, it crowns like that. I've got our boards, the crowns of the boards coming inward, and what I've done, I've taken our tape measure. I went right here to the center, and I know you can't see it on film, guys, but on each side, from the center of our tongue here to the edge of this board, needs to be 11 inches. What that'll do, guys, is when it's carpeted and everything, there'll be about a ½ inch gap between the side of this board and the 2 outside fins on the bottom of the boat, because we don't really want the boat where the rivets are just sitting right on top of this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the air compressor hooked up and everything. We're going to go ahead, we're going to mount the hardware and stuff, and then we're going to get to covering these boards before it rains again. Well, guys, I've got it up here. Got our block underneath there. That's working out just fine. It's actually tight, and all of this is sandwiched together between the actual frame rail, so that's good. We stiffened it up a little bit. I'm going to take this one. I know you guys saw it there earlier on the ones on the back. I do have our angle finder out here, or, well, I should say our square out here. And what I'm doing, guys, is just first off, I'm trying to kind of hand tighten everything and square it up the best I can. So the best way to do that, I guess you can see it there on film. I've already marked this. I'm going to flip that over, get it right up here on the line, make sure that we are right up against it, and we are. And that should be right in that area for everything to be squared up. But now the problem that we're running into, guys, when I bought these U-bolts, like I said, none of this hardware came with them. I had to get ones that were quite a bit longer, and I'm going to have to go back and cut these off on the threaded side, because the socket won't go deep enough down on there to tighten everything up. But we are almost done with this part of the project, and then it'll be on to covering these boards. And if things work out right, I can do all this before the heavens open up and the rain pours down. Well, I decided to do a little voiceover for you folks. Now, there's our 2x2 square steel block, and what I'm trying to do is center it up between the U-bolts, so it's about the same right in the middle of the block. And once I pretty well get them in place, guys, just put the hardware up there. Now, I have mounted the brackets facing inward on the front and the back for when you load the boat. I wanted to show you I'm using a big washer and then a smaller washer. And then what I did after I put both those on is went back with a lock washer and a nut. And I did that on every bracket on the trailer. The reason why, guys, is these brackets are a bit heavy for what we needed. Now, the aluminum boat doesn't weigh much at all. But, you know, compared to like a big boat, which these brackets would do, something like a 20-foot fiberglass boat, you know, they could handle a lot more weight. I did use a 5/16 U-bolt, but I do believe that you could put probably even a 7/16 or half-inch U-bolt on these if you were doing a much larger, heavier boat. But I believe this will work for what we're doing. Like I said, I just took the air ratchet. Wanted to do you guys a little voice over there so you didn't have to hear that thing run, but tighten them down as far as I could. And then I'm going to go back, take a wrench and things, and tighten them on down. But they're snug right here. So through the whole project, I've used the square, made sure everything was squared up vertically and horizontally. And that way, when we put them on, I can go back later once the actual boat is sitting on the trailer, get up under it and things, and make sure that I have everything in place. Now, you can see right there, they're tight enough. I can tap them with the hammer and kind of move them over if need be. But anyways, guys, on with the show. Here they are so far. You can see right there, I believe the one on the back right. I need to check it again to make sure everything's square, but that's about what we've got. I wanted to kind of show you guys just a little bit. Now, if you notice, let me walk around a little. These are mounted to the inside. These back here also mounted to the inside. The purpose of that, guys, is for when the boat goes on and off, to keep it from basically dragging on the hardware. Now, I have, guys, picked these up this way as far as they would go. You can see right here, let me get you moved around a little. You can see right there in the cracks that it's bottomed up. It's all the way out. Now, don't forget, we are going to put a keel roller up here somewhere. Maybe one in the middle, but definitely one in the back to help guide everything. While I'm at it, I wanted to show you guys something else that I did when you wasn't around. And I didn't record it right there. I made a triangle to go underneath in case it ever goes forward, but I am anticipating getting a foot for this trailer. We've got so much thread hanging out right here that our socket won't go any further. These need to be bolted on down a little bit tighter. They're just really good and snug right now. I'm going to get the old Ziz wheel out. I'm going to cut these off. I'm going to go back around. I'm going to tighten these on down, make sure that everything's squared up this way and that way. So to the outside of this, in the center of that is 11 inches. That'll put us a 1/4 inch away from our outside fins on the aluminum boat. All right, I wanted to stop and talk a little price with you folks. If you're building a project like this, kind of what it costs the old Coon'er here. Guys, I think all 4 of the brackets, all 4 of them together, $43 plus shipping. I don't know what that cost me. I think it was about $6. Now, keep in mind, like I said, it didn't come with the U-bolts. It didn't come with the 1/2-inch bolts that bolt the 2 pieces of the bracket together. And it also didn't come with the bolts that bolt the wooden part of the slide down to the brackets. I think all that hardware cost me an additional $20. And then for 2 pressure treated 8-foot 2x4s. They were about $5 a piece. Okay, folks, got them up there, got them all bolted up. Now what we're going to do, guys, take these boards. Like I said, I've already got them crowned and measured out. We're going to put them up there. We're going to try to line them up flush with the back of the trailer right here. We're going to take off a couple of inches there at the front because they don't hardly need to be this long, and the carpet is the exact same length as the boards, and we're going to have to curl the carpet over the end, but I believe it's going to work out pretty good, guys. It'll be something about like this, but carpeted. Let me get a pencil. I'm going to reach up under here. I'm going to mark our holes in our mounting hardware so we can go back, drill the holes, and put the bolts through to hold these down. And I've got a little something to show you guys about that. Here we go, guys. Now what I'm doing is I've just took the level out of the shop. I've come out, I've set it against the back metal part of the frame and then also against the 2x4. I'm going to do it on both sides. That way I know that they're even, and that they're even up and down with the back of the frame for when the boat comes out of the water. Just kind of checked it there in the front, make sure it didn't fall off. Took my pencil, guys, reached up under it through the mounting hardware holes and just scribed them so we can get the drill out here in a second and go ahead and drill the holes to get ready to mount these to the hardware. Okay, folks, I'll tell you what I've done here. Now we've set them up here. I lined them up like this. I squared them up with the back of the trailer, the beam on the back of the trailer. If you can tell, these have bent just a little. It's because this metal's given, but you guys can kind of see right there, it's pulled in so hard it's squeezing it. And for anybody that's saying, hey, you're just going to leave those metal blocks up in there, Cooner, like that, just loose. No, guys, when I go back and weld everything, I'll reach up under there and touch the blocks with the welder too. That way they don't come out. But I did a little measure in there, guys, and I think instead of just taking an inch or two off, what I'm actually going to do is take about 5 inches off the ends of these boards. That way the end of this will be even with the metal in the front of the trailer. Also, possibly one day, guys, could put a spare tire on this trailer. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet. But now do keep in mind, I want to go ahead and kind of show you guys a little bit. If you just set those up there like that, don't forget that there will be a kill roller in the middle of this. I don't know how high that roller will sit yet, guys. We will probably have to go back with the boat on top of everything and maybe adjust these down a little bit. I've got them all the way up right now, but I'm going to start off like that. That way, whenever we do set the boat up here, because I'll have to have my cameraman or Scooter or somebody help me, maybe a couple of people, we're going to have to figure out and get everything adjusted perfectly for the boat so it'll load when it comes out of the water. But guys, I'm going to take 5 inches off of these, go ahead, drill our holes and everything, and then we're going to move this whole setup to the back patio where it is a bit drier than it is right up here where I'm at. Guys, I went back, decided to take 5 inches off the end of each one of the boards because they were flush on the back of the trailer and they just ever so slightly hang over there in the front. Then I went, got the drilled out the holes and everything, and now I've got something special to show you guys. I had to do something I never have liked to do. I've got the holes drilled, went ahead and put the bolts in. This is the last set of bolts, but I've had to break the old Cooner's cardinal rule, guys. Got to use carriage bolts for this. I despise these things, I really do. I don't know why. I've had problems with them, but I'm going to flip a board over here and show you what we're doing. Now you guys can see it right there. I'll insert you a pic. You can see I've put a flat washer and a lock washer and a nut right there. That's going to be what's facing toward the ground. The bracket will go through it, and then there will be a lock nut, or excuse me, a lock washer and a nut on the other side. But I wanted to flip this over and kind of show you guys a little bit. What I've done, guys, is I've gone back, I've took the socket after I put these in, and I've tightened down so tight that the heads of them are going down below the wood. That way when we cover this with carpet and the boat slides on, it won't tear up the bottom of our boat after we polish it. Let me get these other ones in, guys. I've got them in there so tight, I'll kind of show you. The hole's almost right, but if you ever notice on the bottom of a carriage bolt, there's a square piece. And what that's for is to sink down into wood. So it just fits about like that. One thing that we definitely don't want is after the boat goes on and off these slides a few times, we definitely do not want the boat to get these bolts right here to loosen up, stick through the carpet, the old Coon'er here miss it, and then the next thing you know, it skins up the bottom of the boat. So let me finish this up, guys, and now we're going to move down here and cover these with a little carpet. Folks, I've got everything set up for us here. Got the carpet. The side that you're seeing right now, everybody, is the side that will be down toward the board. The side facing up is toward the concrete. What we're going to do, guys, wrap this over. Try to get these on the heads of the bolts as much as we can. We're going to take some of the contact cement, folks, really apply it on here. Go back, take our stapler, staple everything down, kind of fold it up like a Christmas present for all my Gen X folks, kind of like a small speaker box years ago. But the key to it is we're going to put this contact cement everywhere and really put it on there to help hold this carpet down so that the friction of the boat going up on it, even though it'll be wet, if it sits and dries out, then going back off, it will really be adhered to this wood, guys. Now, what I'm going to try to do is move the camera again so you folks can see. I'm going to get you down here more level with me and we can see what all's going on. Now, what I'm going to do, folks, I'm going to go ahead and make sure we've got enough right here on both ends, both sides, to kind of wrap over, and we do. Let me check it down here on the far end, make sure everything's going to be all right. Yeah, come that way just a touch. Got enough to wrap over right here. Yep. Yep, that should look pretty good by the time it's all done, everybody. I believe that'll do it. Now, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right here. We're going to go ahead, cut this, and then that way I'm only messing with one piece as I do this. Now, hopefully, when I do it, I give myself enough space, and I got an idea about how we can do that. Let's put this board right here beside it so we know that we'll have enough. If I have to go back and trim it again, I will. Let's see, can we cut through right here, guys, with a box cutter? I hope we can. Let's see. Yep. There we go. If this works out the way I think it will, guys, it'll be really nice and look really good. This is the way I've always done them in the past. May have to go back and trim these with a scissor. I'm going to have to cut back the other way. Did you cut all the way through? Nope, it cut all the way through. Oh. Man, the nap of that carpet, guys, is extremely thick for outdoor carpet. Now, I didn't tell you guys about this. What kind of carpet this is basically an indoor-outdoor type of carpet. And it is water resistant, or excuse me, waterproof. It's made to be out in the conditions and the elements. That's why I'm putting it on the aluminum boat project. That's what I've always used before, and really it's not much. I think this roll cost me about $20 is what it cost me. So it's really not all that bad. I just picked it up, I think, over at Home Depot to kind of get that in the center there. Where are we at with it? Yep, believe that'll do it, guys. I think I can work with it. Let's test run it to begin with. Oh, I think that'll do it. To my second bolt. Yep. This way just a little. Yep. Believe it looked pretty good, guys. Something along those lines. But the key thing is, folks, is when I put this on, I want to pull these as tight as I possibly can. That way the carpet doesn't have a lot of slack in it flopping around. Folks, let me show you what I did. Now, I took our scissors, trimmed us out some little squares. That way when we roll this over, it'll look something along those lines. When it sits back down on the bracket, guys, the bracket itself will help hold this. That's always good. I will probably have to do a little trimming at the end, but what we're going to do is pull this over the ends to begin with. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I'm going to do that. We're going to go ahead first, before we do anything, and start applying the contact cement. Now, nothing big about it, guys. Give me just a sec here. We'll have this open. And when I say that we are going to liberally apply it, folks, I do mean liberally because, well, this is a boat trailer and it's going to be wet all the time. So I'm just going to kind of turn this away from me for the time being. Let's see if I can find us a chip brush. So here we go, folks. When I say liberally apply it, I mean liberally apply it. I definitely do not want this moving once we get it on the boat. Wouldn't anything be worse than getting down to the river or somewhere, or to the creek on this thing, try to load it up one afternoon, and the carpet mess up on it. So I'm going to really get the heads of the bolts good, because that's a place where there'll be a bit of an air bubble. And just keep working my way down through here with contact cement. Now, a lot of people take bunks like this, guys, and they fiberglass them to begin with, and things like that. Some people do use fiberglass boards, no bigger than what this aluminum boat is, though, guys. I didn't do that with it. Now, if it had been a big fiberglass boat or a really expensive boat, like some of the ones I've messed with in the past, I definitely would have had. But on this particular boat, if we do have a bit of a problem, what I'm going to end up doing is just going back, buying more wood, and repeating this process, and I'll just put us some new slides on the bunks and things. So it'll be pretty nice when we get done with it. I can't wait to see it. I know there a little bit earlier I had already showed you guys how I'd marked it and things. That's a little thing from the old Coon'er here. Always make sure that you mark things like this and crown your boards, because now when you do have that boat up there and you have plenty of things in it, like fishing rods, coolers, all kinds of things that, you know, you think about when you're going out into the outdoors, well, you know, you definitely want to make sure. Let me get that up there good and kind of put on a little bit. You definitely want to make sure, guys, that nothing like this will buck up. Now, I am going to go ahead, really put the glue around the bolt heads here and things. Guys, I'm going to get this done, and through the powers of video editing, I will be back with you, and we'll start stapling this stuff on. Okay. Now, the contact cement is really put on there, guys. I'm just going to start folding this up like so. When I put the staples in, I'm going to do it really heavy on this end. One reason why, what we're looking at here, this is the back of the boat. So when the boat's coming up, it'll be coming this way, guys. And this area is really going to take a lot of abuse. I'm going to go down here to the other end, staple it, and then we're going to come up here and work on the sides. Now, folks, what I've done is I've gone right here, I've trimmed off our excess, because what I'm going to do is basically, if I can get that to bend the way I want it to, wrap like a Christmas present, something to this effect, like that right there. The reason why is because as these get wet, guys, we definitely want somewhere, I can get that to turn the way I want it to, that the water will come out of them. And we don't want a big thick mess down here at the end of this board. Now let me go ahead, start shooting the staples through. I'm going to double these up, guys. Really staple the fire out of it. This again is the bottom side. You will never ever see this part, guys. Now, since how I folded that one first, and the glue out here today is starting to dry, I'm going to work my way down through here on one side and keep bending it, smoothing it, and getting it flat, guys. I've already got about half of this one done on the side that flips over. I had to speed up, guys, because unfortunately, I don't know if you can tell on film, but where I'm at, it is burning hot out here today, and after it's rained, it's got really hot. But what I like to do is take a little more contact cement, literally come down this crack like so. Now that's what I've done up here on the other end. It'd actually be the front of the bunk. Really apply the glue right there between the two. As I've been coming down, guys, I've been pulling it as tight as I could and just putting a roll of staples the entire time. Whoops, I've just run out. But literally stapling the two pieces together. Now, the bottom piece is this way. The material is, this piece is going to be over like so. What I'm going to do, guys, is go back, take a hammer. I'll show you that in a minute. And I'm going to tap these staples in as far as I can get them. Folks, one thing that I like to do, now I've went ahead and got this one done. I flipped it over and looked at it. It's looking pretty good. But for anybody that's going to cover their own bunks and things, especially using staples, I've put all the staples on the bottom so they'll somewhat be camouflaged, guys. But what I like to do is take a hammer, go back, hit all these staples down through here. Make sure that I really drive them on home. That way this carpet is on there good and tight. But guys, what I'm going to do is repeat this same process on this other bunk over here. I know you can't see it on film, but I'm going to give it another 30 minutes. There's going to be another downfall. I'm going to get this done, sit these back on the boat. That way everybody at home can see how they look. I think this one's going to look all right. Well, guys, I got them done. And I've just got them sitting up here. They look pretty good. Everything's stretched around there tight and everything. I don't know if you can see it there on film, but I stuck the tab off of an old box of staples on that one so I could mark driver's side and passenger side. But that's it for today, guys. I may go back once these have dried, the glue under them and things have dried. I might put some staples anywhere that it looks like the fabric stuck up, but I try to mainly keep them on the bottom so it looks good when you're looking at it when the boat's off the trailer. But it'll be something about like that, guys. Have a kill roller there and a kill roller up there. And don't forget, we'll have some on the sides to guide the boat in. But I'm going to put these in the shop, guys, because, well, I know you can't tell it on film, but it's rained 2 other times while I was making this video before I got these done and got out here to show them to you guys. But anyways, I'm going to stop the video right there today, guys. I say it all the time. Stay safe on the water. Stay safe in the woods, and definitely stay tuned here at the Crockett Coon'er Show, and myself and Scooter will have you folks another video dropping shortly. You guys have a great day.